Okay, so yeah, so we're on lesson 5. I'm on 151. Okay, so last lesson we were going between the metric system. Okay, today we're going between the imperial system. Okay, so we kind of get a good idea of the relationship between the imperial and the metric. It's just good to know both, but as we kind of already talked about, kind of wish the U.S. would just get on board and just go to metric so everybody can be the same, but that's all right. Okay, so we'll complete the chart. We'll go through the class examples and assign questions. So this is the chart you'll probably refer to. We will complete it right now. Okay, so what is 1 yard equal to meter? It's probably on that sheet I already gave you. So do you have that sheet that I gave you? What does it say for 1 yard to meter? 1.0 what? Wait, what's this one, the rest of it? You're kidding? You're right, I thought. 1 yard equal, oh wait, you were telling me that, Janae? Yeah. What is it? 0.91. Okay, which makes sense because a meter is bigger than a yard. So 1 yard is going to be smaller than a meter. Okay, 1 mile is how many kilometers? 1.609. Okay, good. 1 meter is how many feet? 3.281. 1 meter is how many yards? 1.0936. And 1 kilometer is how many miles? 0.38? Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't here in the first part. It's 0.6241. Because a kilometer is about 2/3 of a mile. 2/3 is about 0.66. Okay. I do that math like almost every day when I'm driving around or when I see things because my brain's still in miles, so I'm trying to figure out when I'm driving home. You know, I got 120 kilometers to the border, so I'm like, okay, I got about 80 miles. I just take 2/3 of 120. Okay. All right. So let's get some examples here. So convert the following: 6 feet 7 inches to inches. Okay. So we're just taking. You just gotta know how many inches are in a foot. 12. So we're going 6 times 12. Then I'm plussing the 7. So I'm going to get 72 plus 7 is 79 inches. Five yards and 2 feet to feet. Okay, how many yards are in a foot? 3. So 5 times 3 plus 2, 15 plus 2, 17 feet. Good? 1 mile and 255 yards. Holy moly, how many yards are in a mile? Okay, 1,760. So 1,760 plus 255. Okay, and that equals what? 2,015? Okay, good. All right, 51 inches to feet and inches. So it's kind of like having a remainder. So you're going to see how many times does 12 go into 51? 4. 4 times, so it's going to be 4 feet, which is 48. How much is left? 3 inches. 4 feet, 3 inches. Okay, so it's about, Mike, you're about that tall, right? Yeah. That's not an insult. It's okay to be short. Right, Brandon? Yeah, he made you faster. Yeah, I think 4 foot 3 inches is probably more like Frodo. I don't think we're not that quite that short yet, but yet. Well, you shrink over time. Ego-wise, maybe. Oh, is he? Growing. Okay, 73 feet to yards and feet. So we got to divide the feet by 3. That's going to go in. Let's see here. I think it's 24. So 24 yards, and then we have 1 foot left over. 24 yards and 1 foot. Because 24 times 3 is 72. 72 is 1 away from 73. Okay, 4215 yards to miles and yards. So we're going to divide it by 1760, which is going to be 2, right? We're going to get 2 miles, and then what's left? Good. 2 miles, 695 yards. Very nice. Okay. And then, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. All right, so example 2. Okay, so convert 0.4 miles to inches by the following methods. Proportional reasoning is what we talked about yesterday. Unit analysis is what we talked about yesterday. Okay, here's the thing. There's 3 methods. You only have to know one, and use that very well. You don't have to know how to do all 3 methods. Okay, and we'll talk about these 2 a little bit. Maybe after the lesson I could touch up on some more from yesterday if we need to. Okay, but proportional reasoning, okay, how we're going to set that up is we're going to go 1 over 0.4 equals 5 to 80 over x. Okay, so this is miles. This is how many, see, we're going to inches, right? Yeah, so we have to go 2 steps. So what does 5 to 80 represent, do you think? Just look at feet. So we're going to go miles to feet and then feet to inches. So I'm doing 2 proportional reasonings. Is that okay? No? No. Okay. Well, let me try to finish here. Yeah, we're trying to get to inches, so we have to do 2 steps. Okay. Are you being serious? Okay, can you read the chart that says 5 to 80 is 1 mile? Okay, so that's what you need to have right now. Yeah. So it's 1 mile is 5 to 850. 0.4 miles is what in feet? That's the conversions. So 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. 0.4 miles equals our missing value in terms of feet. That's what we're figuring out. So I cross multiply now. That's why this helps. X times 1 is just X. 0.4 times 5280 is going to give you 2,112. Okay, so 2,112 is the answer in feet, but we want inches. Okay, so all I have to do is I can divide it by, or times it by 12 and be done. Okay, they set up another proportional reasoning. I probably wouldn't on this one because I can just times by 12. Okay, so you just times by 12 here. So then your actual X for inches in terms of 0.4 miles is 25,344 inches in 0.4 miles. That's what that means. Okay, unit analysis. You pretty much do the same thing, but you do it all at once. So I'm going to have 0.4 miles over 1 times 5 to 80 feet over 1 mile times 12 inches over 1 foot. And so what happens is, I just set up the proportion. This is the problem. So miles cancels, feet cancels. I'm left with inches, which is what the problem wants me to have. I have all ones at the bottom, so that's nice. So it's just 1. And then I just times the top, which you'll get the same thing we just got. You'll get 25,344 over 1, which you don't need the over 1 inches. That's the difference. Unit analysis and proportional reasoning. Again, we can talk about that some more after this if you'd like. Okay, last page here. Yeah, Xander? Can you wait? Or yeah, it's last page, so. Okay. All right, conversion between metric and imperial. Okay, so example, consider the table on the previous page. A student using unit analysis to determine how many meters are in 1 foot. Convert 1 foot to meters. The required unit is meters per foot. Okay, so part of her work is shown below. Complete her work by A, canceling out and correcting the correct units in step 2. calculating the answer to 2 decimal places, and writing the answer in the table. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So, all right, so when I do this here, that unit's going to cancel and that unit's going to cancel. Okay, well, I guess I can do it over here. And then centimeters and centimeters is going to cancel. And it says the answer is going to be in what? Meters per foot. So meters per foot. Look, I have foot and I have meters left. So meters per foot. So I feel good about that. Okay, and then we just want to multiply across 2.54 times 12 times 1. So what is 2.54 times 12? Thank you. 30.48. And then what is 1 times 100? Okay, 100, so we know that means we're going to move it back 2 spots. You just do it in your calculator, but it's going to be 0.3048 meters per foot. To start? Okay, so that means that 1 foot, I mean, if you like, there's 2 ways you can say this. Just say it out loud to yourself, and it makes sense. This says 0.3048 meters per foot. Well, how many feet? 1 foot. So 1 foot is 0.304 meters. That's actually in a conversion. That's correct. Okay. You also can do that by, we know meters and yards, right? We can also kind of figure that out that way too if we needed to. But that's just, we just kind of did that conversion. Okay. All right. And the last 2 examples here. Okay, these are a couple conversion sites if you'd like to use those for unit conversions. You can get on your phone if you want. Okay, convert the following: 5 foot 10 inches to meters to 3 decimal places. Okay, so let's get it all in one. I think it's easier if you get it all in one unit. So I'm going to make this 5 times 12. Give me 60 inches plus 10 inches, so this is 70 inches. I want to convert 70 inches to meters. So I can go 70, I'll do unit analysis, 70 inches times 2, I'm going to go to centimeters, because if I get to centimeters, then I can go to meters. 2.5 centimeters per inch. And then 1 meter we know is 100 centimeters. So then you can see that my inch cancels, my centimeters cancels, and I'll have an answer in meters, which is what they're asking. So I feel good about my setup. 70 times 2.54, what's that, Mike?
Not there yet.
Get there. We know it's going to be over 100 again. 177.8? Okay, and then that means the 100 means I moved over 2 spots. So 1.778 meters is in 5 foot 10 inches. Okay, now we're going from meters to feet and inches. So we're going to try to get it all the way. So we're going to go 2.0573 over 1, that's meters, times, again, we like to go to centimeters, times 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters. The centimeter inch is one you're going to use quite a bit. That's kind of a good crossover from metric to imperial. So everybody understands what we're doing. We're switching from metric to imperial. That's different conversions. That's why we have a little more work to do. Okay, so multiplying all the way across, this one's going to give me 205.73. Let me cancel some stuff here. So that's a meter right there. So meters will cancel, centimeters will cancel. I'm going to give my answer in inches, which is good because I can convert inches to feet. Okay, so, and then I have over 2.54. Okay, so Mike, what's that? 205.73 divided by 2.54. 205.73 divided by 2.54. Okay, so we'll say 81. So 81 inches How many times does 12 go into that? 6 times with 9 left over. So 6'9". 6'9". You may make a lot of money probably. Not for hockey though, probably. Have to be a basketball player, maybe a men's volleyball player. No, that won't really help you. Yeah, you just be a bigger target to get smashed, just like in hockey. Okay, before the digital age, video was often made on different types of film. 16 millimeter film was often used in the industrial or educational filmmaking. 16 millimeter films are now being transferred to DVDs and other digital forms of storage. If 1,500 feet of film can fit on one DVD, determine how many DVDs will be needed for 2,183 meters of film footage. That's a lot of film footage. So we're trying to convert that 2,183 meters to feet. Okay, and how many DVDs are going to fit on there? Okay, so let's step back. I know it's confusing. Okay, so can we agree? I'm going to highlight it in red for color purposes. Those numbers don't matter. They're not part of the problem. They're not? Nope. Okay, they're just telling pretty much a story. Okay, so you can kind of cancel those. The only stuff we need is 1,500 feet is on one DVD, and we have this much footage. That's all we need, those two pieces of information. So simplify it. Okay, so a couple of you guys getting all bug-eyed, like, oh boy. That's the only two pieces of information we need. So what I got to figure out is, I need to figure out 2,183 meters, and we want to convert that to feet. Okay. Do we have a conversion on our chart? 2,183 meters times 1 foot is 0.30408 from our last problem, right? Meters. So these cancel. We're going to get 2,183 over 0.3048. Okay, so let's go back to our warm-up. I'm going from meters to feet. What's bigger, meters or feet?
Meters.
So I'm going bigger to smaller. So should my number get bigger or smaller? Bigger. Is it going to get bigger? Yeah, we're dividing this by a number smaller than 1. That makes that number get bigger. Okay, can somebody give me that calculation? 7,162.1. Okay, so that's feet. That's how much footage of film we have total in feet. So that last piece of information says that's how much you can fit on a film. So I have to divide this by 2,183 to figure out how many DVDs I need. And what's that going to be? Oh yeah, 1,500, sorry. I picked the wrong number out. Thanks. 1,500, I want this guy right here. Okay, what's that going to be? 4.77. So you need 5 DVDs because we can't have 0.7 of a DVD. So you need 5 DVDs to get all the film done. Okay? All right. Let's stop the video here.